Hello, brothers and sisters, and thank you for joining episode two. And this is the answers to episode one that I've received. I am Rev Dane Marks, and welcome to Chatting with God. Good Lord, thank you very much for the wisdom that you're giving me, and I'm constantly seeking wisdom from you within these episodes. Please help me explain so that people understand the responses that I've got and the understanding that I've got where I've had them. When it comes to resources for people with disabilities and the support with mental health, especially in the work environment, and how the non-for-profits can assist with that. And help me as well reflect on the recruiting retired volunteer people and help me to explain that with wisdom and clarity. And the wisdom from the management teams that I've experienced. The ex-armed forces question, which I asked in episode one, and the hate driven on social media and division, and the left-right illusion, from what I'm understanding now. Amen. So I asked a number of questions on episode one, and I want to give you some clarity of what have happened since. But I also want to explain something that I didn't actually mention first off, which was regarding a case. Obviously, I can't give specific details on this. That I assisted one of my clients with in court, in civil court. I had a struggle after the first meeting, which we done the first episode, that there was a family divided, and I was representing one of the defendants. And when I say representing, I was assisting them in court. I'm not a solicitor. I run the National Community Law Project, so we had to kind of help him in the first one, and then get legal representation as well for the second hearing. This was the second hearing, and I was a bit conflicted because I've been raised with Christian values, and although I'm kind of putting this aside now to get more clarity from God and deeper understanding directly, and the whole point of this episode and these episodes is to get people directly communicating with God, if they're not already. Um, and there was so one of the members of the family, and the whole family come from a very strong Christian background. There was a range of issues, and I kind of struggled with it because I'm starting to get a more against the adversarial side of litigation, which is the foundation of the UK legal system, more into trying to find solutions, into helping people and build those relationships. I don't want to amplify divides anymore. I want to try and find ways to bring people together. Anyway, our court hearing, when we attended, was very successful. And it ended up being taken out of court, so he doesn't have to go to court again. And I know God was intervening there. And it was very interesting then, because I was going it's going through a different route. And sorry, I'm being brief because I've got to be very careful in what I say. Um, but um, but it's really going to work out for the better. But I've got my own thing about, if I can, with the Lord's help, close the divide. I don't think families should be divided as much as it should be divided like this. And I really, but I was really happy with the result, and it's kind of showing me that I'm going in the right direction here, as in unity, as opposed to adversity. Not that I don't agree with adversity, because I think adversity does help highlight issues and let people know where they come from. But there's got to be a route to kind of unity where there can be, I believe. So onto the questions. So I was very happy with that result, and we've been having a really good time. So if you remember, in the first episode of Chatting with God, I explained about the conversation which I had with one of the directors, Richard, about mental health and disabilities. and basically getting more people with disabilities into active working. I think there's a lot of marginalisation, especially now with the wisdom that I've been gaining with people with disabilities and support with mental health issues. And I think, it's creating barriers where people ain't able or are not accessing the work that they can be doing, which would probably complement them as opposed to prevent them. But what I'm tending to find and see is that there seems to be a lack of support that is actually really helping people with disabilities and mental health. And then Lord, I've kind of struggled with the fact that that where do the boundaries lie? Like where do we fit in and where we can provide accessibility to people who are disabled and got disabilities, and to the point of promoting personal independence, um, you know. And the more I'm seeing it, the more clarity I am getting, Lord, but I do need more clarity on that moving forward, because I think with the challenges specifically most people face anyway, but the extreme challenges that a lot of disabled peoples face, I think they would be a huge asset to the economy and to be able to benefit the economy with the right tools in order for them to be able to move forward and get what and be able to do the things they need to do. So, Lord, I think my question is there something I'm not seeing that can help more? Is there something I need to be doing that can help more? Is this a direction that I'm meant to go into? Because it feels like it is from what I've been doing at the moment. So at the moment, I've got some issues myself, and I've been getting quite a bit of support from MJ and Francesca from the accessibility partners. And I found this quite beneficial in the fact of, being able to clarify and having that support system in place to be able to navigate systems in order to get what I need in order to move forward with these non-for-profits. Um, I am finding it a bit mentally draining, but I'm finding it mentally draining because I'm learning a lot of new things. And I've got a bit of change with medication at the moment. But I'm really, really passionate about moving these non-for-profits forward. But I'm not in a rush. I've had a lot of experience over the years, and I don't think anything needs to be rushed. But I'm put a right kind of infrastructure in place in order to enable these organizations to kind of move forward. So yeah, my question to you is I need more clarity and wisdom going forward, especially to be able to help and assist people to the best of my ability to enable them to be able to have a fully functional working life if that's what they want, or to assist them in becoming self-employed so they can do the things they need to do. I need more clarity on the systems as well, because I'm noticing the systems are pretty appear to me at the moment to be quite broken in order to assist people with disabilities. In work, the system seems to go against them as opposed to supporting them, and that's what I'm seeing at the moment. But I think you're pointing that out to me because of my skill set, especially around legal and being able to assist where I can in enabling these things to happen. So I'm kind of seeing where I'm fitting into this personally, and where the organisations are going to be fitting into this potentially when we get everything right and correct and to move forward. So that's been a really wise thing to me. Um, yes, the other thing which again I have put ads out to start recruiting retired people. And this was really important to me in the last one because what I started noticing was there seemed to be a bit of divide. I seem to have quite a lot of young people and not so many people, I'll say over the age of 50, 60 coming through. Um, And I think that's a barrier that I need to try and overcome, because I do believe in elements of positive discrimination, and I believe that seeking out retired people would bring a lot of wisdom into the organisation because they've had a lot of life experience. They've got a lot of wisdom to share, and they've overcome quite a lot in their lifestyles. And I know it sounds very generic the way I'm explaining that, but in my own life I've received a lot of wisdom over the years, from people with more life experience than I've got, and a different understandings and different backgrounds as well, which have helped shape the way I've moved forward. So that's been an important part, and I kind of see a picture of how that's going to be unfolding. So I'd like, again, more wisdom and navigation on that, in order to be able to move forward that way. So thank you for the wisdom that you're giving me at the moment. And I'm tending to see your signs in different ways. That is kind of guiding me through these paths, which I'll make more clear as I go along. But I do feel like you're answering my question, and thank you very much, Lord. I really appreciate the wisdom that you're giving at the moment. The wisdom from my management team, it was really important for me to get more wisdom from the management team, which I've had. And a very, although in abundance, it's been very specific as well of how to kind of, let's get this organization set up and what direction to go into and the kind of clarity they need from me, which I've been starting working on now. And putting presentations together, to work out where I'm going with that, Lord. So I feel like that's being answered as we're going along. I do expect it to be a continual thing, but I do feel like I'm getting a lot of wisdom and clarity from you, Lord, in that understanding, and the people you're bringing to me as well seem to be in perfect timing, in relation to the questions that I'm constantly asking you. Ex-armed forces. I like I explained before, the ex-armed forces seem to be a direction of where we're going to go into, and I still think it is. But I think that's kind of quieting down, because I did have a brief conversation with Vincent and Richard regarding ex-armed forces, and I do think it's something there, but I don't feel like you're driving me to that just yet. I feel like that's just going to be that's a waiting game, and you'll answer me in perfect timing, when that appears to happen. I have got impulses to start advertising for the security personnel at the moment, and start building up those teams ready for when we do start. But something have kind of held me back from that at the moment. So I believe you're making me aware that is something we're going to be doing, but not quite yet. As we know, we got a lot of other things we've got to put in place first, so that kind of makes sense to me. And the same with the ex-offenders as well. The ex-offenders, which I wanted to bring on to help, to help with information and advice to our teams, to help them navigate issues that they might not be familiar with, such as crime, and the drivers of crime, and what kind of solutions would be needed in order to break down crime around the UK. So that's an important. But I feel like, again, and that's something that's going to be coming at the moment. I seem to be guided on specific things at the moment, from you. The hate driven on social media and division. I'm getting a lot of clarity from you here, although I'm still not very clear, and maybe I never will be, to the extent that I believe I need to be. But what I am seeing is more of a balance now. I'm starting to see that it isn't just the way I perceived it at that time. I'm starting to see that there's is with as much hate and division going on, there's also quite a lot of unity and quite a lot of support as well. So you've kind of made that really visible to me as well. You've also a dissolving, which is another video I'm gonna be doing, explaining the left right illusion, I call it, because I don't believe it's real. for now after being speaking with you about it. I think people got a lot of mixed ideas. And I don't, I really, the more I'm seeing and the more that's being presented to me and coming through to me, I'm starting to realize that it's not an actual real thing. It's a way that people are trying to put, again, categorize people into different boxes. And it's not really, because I think there appears to be, um, people seem to be holding views that you can consider both left and right, and sometimes centralist. I don't think people can be generalized that way. And I think you do have extremes or fringes of people who have extreme views, but I think they're very few and far between. And So I don't believe that's the case. I believe people have got some mixed views, and I think a lot of the drivers of what we're seeing now is to do with people's personal and family issues going forward, wanting to just have a better standard of life, and have more of better government representation, I believe. Although I'm going to try and steer away from politics, it's quite hard to do these days because everything's become political at the moment, and it seems to be the main thing that people are projected, that is being projected towards people. Maybe it was always like that. It's just I'm seeing more of it now, and for obvious reasons. But finding you within all of this, Lord, is key for me to be able to have a deeper, more wiser, and unified understanding. I'm all about unity. I believe people should be together and working together to the best of their ability. And I don't, and as I explained before, I'm not really anti-adversary, because I do believe people do have different opinions and they need to be communicated with, as in being a big advocate for free speech and freedom of expression. People should be able to be honest about where they're coming from and their points of views. But there's got to be commonalities within people, and there's got to be ways that people can still work together. With that I believe is there. It's just not being highlighted. What we're seeing is a lot of division at the moment, especially around the UK, and it's being amplified by these narratives that are being projected on people. But I don't think it's real. I think it's an illusion, and we've had many, which I'll go through in the other tapes as well. Um, so yeah, so I hope that's clear, Lord, and I'm gonna do some of the other videos as well, which I'm really excited about. And please keep giving me your wisdom in a way that is so clear that I cannot deny your wisdom. Thank you. Love, Rev Dane.